Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Clay Knives, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the Nintendo. I appreciate all the support I had on the last Let's Play, but given the fact I've just started a new job, the next few are going to be a bit simpler in comparison. I have a couple ideas of the next RPG I wish to do, where I'm going to do voiceovers for all the text. It's one I will have never played before, and I think I'm going to start that in January. I'm going to keep which one I'm choosing a secret for now, and we'll see if I end up making this decision and standing by this call. This game is... well, let's start it. Now, before we begin, a little background on this game. I completely disagree with the angry video game nerd and all of the haters on this game. I think this is the best Ninja Turtles game they ever made. Hands down. But let me explain a little bit about it before we get going into the game. First off, I'm going to be beating this game with the route I remembered as a child. I did beat this game for the Nintendo when it came out when I was about 10 or 11. After many months of trying, I did defeat this game, and it is difficult. There is no way around it. This and Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project are, I believe, the most difficult Turtles games ever made. This Turtles game is also very different from the Turtles games that followed it, and that is the reason I like it. The other Turtles games are just side-scrolling beat-em-ups, and they're fun, but they're nothing more than that. This game, and I'm proposing to a theory that in every new media that the Turtles go to, whether it's movies or video games, etc., the first incarnation of the Turtles in that universe is always a little more hard-edged, and always a little more, I think, true to the comic. And this is why I like this game. Unlike a side-scrolling beat-em-up, this game has exploration elements, and let me get into that a little bit here. As you can see in the upper left corner, we have a map. There is an overhead map, and the white squares represent entrances to interior areas, which are side-scrolling, very much like Zelda 2. And those white areas can be buildings, or sewers, or what have you. Now there is a way out of this level. There are 6 levels, and some of these buildings, the white blocks, go to nowhere. Some of them go to dead ends. In later levels, the overworld map is huge, and there will be many dead ends and many buildings to go to that will lead nowhere. So it feels like a real adventure. It's not a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It feels like I am moving through the streets of New York City, having to find Shredder and the Foot Clan. He's hiding. He's not going to put himself out there. You gotta track that son of a bitch down. And I like that. It feels like you're on a quest through the cart to find the Shredder. And as you can see, Splinter, and in later levels, April, will give you tips. Some of the tips are bullshit and make no sense, but I will explain that a bit later. The game also has a nice through line of a story. Every level leads naturally to every next level, and it's not like the beat-em-ups where it's just hordes of enemies, level after level after level. Every level has a reason for existing in this game, and it leads to a definitive conclusion. At the end of the game, as you will see when we get to the ending, there's really no room for a sequel. The Turtles, it's over. Like, this is the end of the Turtles' adventure. And I thought that was very cool. It felt like a definitive end to the battle against Shredder, which I also enjoyed. A lot of people in the game complain about the enemies, that they look all weird and they're not real Turtles enemies. I like that, because it's like you're fighting punks in the street, chainsaw-wielding maniacs, and in later levels it looks like the portal to Dimension X was just thrown open because you'll be fighting all manner of sick, crazy mutants. I like that variety, I like that imagination. And the game's difficulty appeals to me, and that is the final reason why I very much enjoy this game. As for the game itself, you have 4 turtles, Leo, Raph, Mike, and Don. Every turtle has their main weapon, and in that open box next to their life bar, you can have a secondary weapon. And there are several through the game. The best is the scrolls, which travel across the entire screen and do huge damage, and many walkthroughs will give you advice on to go into buildings specifically to get scrolls. I don't do that. I never get the scrolls. I take the shortest route through the levels. I couldn't even tell you what building the scrolls are in. So we will probably not be seeing any scrolls this game unless I get cute in the later levels. And the reason I never went for these weapons, even though as a child it probably would have helped me a great deal, is because of the difficulty of the game. You get the 4 turtles, and you can switch between them at any time. When a turtle dies and loses all his life, he's gone. You lose all 4 turtles, the game is over. You have 2 continues that will start you at the beginning of the last level you died on, and that's it. My route through this game usually involves deliberately using one of those continues. I believe at least for me, for a fact, you have to use a continue on the last level of the game and just blow all your turtles and have it left over, or you're never going to get through it. You're just going to be too weak. If a turtle dies, you can find them captured in secret parts of the level, and you can get them back with full health. These only start in level 3 through 6. There is 1 turtle you can find in each level, despite where Splinter will tell you that in levels 1 and 2 you can find a turtle. That's bullshit. They're not there. Most of these turtles are in hard, out of the reach places. The level 6 turtle, you basically gotta kill a turtle to get to it. The level 4 turtle is easy to get, and the route I'm going to take through the game leads us right by the level 4 turtle. I've been known to deliberately lose a weak turtle and just get him back immediately because he's very easy to get. Now let's talk a little bit about the turtles and the weapons. Let's go back out to the main screen. We'll go in this sewer for a second. There's Mauser's. Here's Leonardo. He's the workhorse turtle. His sword has medium range. You can go down through blocks and up, and then you got jump and attack. You would press select if I had a weapon to switch to my secondary weapon. He doesn't do that much damage. Most flying enemies take 2 hits. You've got to finesse it with Leo. The key with the sword is to keep enemies at a distance to get enough hits on them to push them back and kill them. And this is why I liked him. He's the workhorse turtle. I'll be using him a lot. Raph is garbage and is never used during the game. He can't go down through blocks. His Sai has no range. The only advantage he has is his Sai, I believe, kills flying enemies in 1 hit, which can be good in certain part of the games, but Raph is basically there to tank damage. There are some parts in the game, which are infamous on YouTube, where you have to take damage. There's no way around it. You're taking damage, and you're taking a lot of damage. And that's what Raph is there for. In other talkthroughs, I have seen players get scrolls and put them on Raph, and have him just use scrolls the rest of the game, which does turn him into a beast. Probably not going to be doing that. Mike is the second workhorse turtle. He can't go down through blocks. His range is better than Raph's. It's not as good as Leo's. And he's who I pull in if Leo's hurt, and have him kind of the mid-ground between Leo and Raph to tank some damage. The other thing about Mike is if he gets below half health, his nunchucks become as strong as Donatello's bow, which is the strongest weapon in the game. And at that point he turns into a beast. So if you're going through a difficult area, all your turtles are low on life, and you've got to be having spot-on killing, Mikey's your man. And then we have Don. And this is no nerd. Don is a geek, but in this game, Don is the baddest motherfucker to ever walk through a sewer. His bow's range is ridiculous. Look at this thing. It almost hits the Mausers. It's absolutely incredible. The other thing is, yes, it's slower than a snail on a turtle, but it does the most damage in the game, and Don has to be preserved for the boss fights and certain other areas. In particular, there are 2 bosses in this game where if you have Don, can be killed without taking a hit. If you don't have Don, they will destroy you. So he must be protected at all costs. Part of the game's other difficulty is the respawn rate is insane. The enemies will respawn if I leave a room or leave the frame and come back in. And I'll be pointing out what I think are the most difficult areas of the game when I get there. No, I don't think the dam is one of the most difficult areas of the game, despite what people say online. If you know how to get through it, it's easy. I will, however, point out other areas that are difficult, and one of these areas is in AVGN's video, and you'll know it when I get there. There's 3 areas in particular that I find extremely difficult. And so this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let's continue on, shall we? Alright. Now, in this first level, like the opening said, April O'Neil has been kidnapped. We've got to find her. Ignore this sewer. Go down here. Ignore the steamroller. Kill you one hit. That sewer up top just opens up on this sewer in the south. What you want to go is this sewer over here. So make your way through here. Slow and steady is the way to go in this game. Patience. See, you took a hit there. Continue to move. Let the little Baxter Stockmans go by. Now there's a mini-boss over here. We'll try it with Leo. And yes, it's Bebop and Rocksteady. You can get on Rocksteady's ledge, I've done it before, and just hit Bebop with his bow. You can get right next to Rocksteady, but it's very hard to do. Best way is just get out of the corner as fast as you can, and just patience. Lots of jumps. There he goes. Rocksteady will take April through the door. This building goes nowhere. There's a whole pizza at the top, and that's the key with the pizzas is if you take a pizza and go back in, the pizza will respawn. This is the only advantage you'll get in the game. There are certain parts of the game where you have to do that just to fill up every turtle, because pizza is the only health you can have. Go back in here. There's a pizza up there, but it's death trying to get it. Ignore that. Now I get hit by the steamroller. This tunnel goes nowhere. It's a dead end. What we want to do is go in here. It's tedious, but you have to do it. Get the pizza, go back out, come back in. Here we have some rock soldiers. These guys can't be hurt when they're crouching. Best thing to do is get them in a pattern like this. And then sometimes you'll have a sub-boss, like this guy with the chainsaw. Let's get up here. That's it. Let's go. Level 1 is very easy. In fact, level 1 is the only break this game is going to give you. And if anyone would like to suggest some RPGs for me to talk through with the radio voiceovers as I did with Vagrant Story, please don't hesitate. I can do anything up to a PS1. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I would really like to hear other game suggestions if people are interested. Sorry about that, the game crashed. So go in here. And this is actually a good spot for Wrath. One of the few in the game. It takes forever for Leo to kill these guys, and you want to kill them all. Raph can get him in one hit, though. Keep Raph for now. There's Krang. Only appearance in the game. Do not fall down there. It sucks. Get outdone. Go over here. It's Rocksteady. What you're gonna want to do is not get Don killed and just cheeseball this guy. Like the Angry Video Game Nerd said, you can only hit him when he's ducking for some reason. Yes, your turtle takes huge damage. I took way too many hits with Don right there. Uh-oh. April's kidnapping was a diversion to distract us because the Foot Clan is going to blow up this dam and kill everyone in the city. So join us next time when we try and foil this horrid plot. See you then.